This is the 2024 Honda Accord Hybrid Touring. Is this the ultimate trim level? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. Today I'm at Holmes Honda. We're going to go over this radiant red with gray interior 2024 Honda Accord Hybrid Touring and give you all of the particulars. If you want to know more about this particular model, check out the link that is down in the description of the video. And something that I know a lot of you are interested in, something other than just black interior. And there are some people out there who do favor the black interior, but if you're looking for something other than that, then the gray is your option. That's what we have in this case. So let's take a look at what we have on this particular model. We're going to start out here with the LED daytime running lights, and you can tell what's LED by what's flickering. You see that on the screen. These cameras just don't like LED lights. That's just all there is to it. Now, you won't find any fog lights here, but you will find the sensors here on the front end, parking sensors front and rear. The active air curtain is located right here that allows air to pass through the front end and help improve aerodynamics. That's going to help you with your gas mileage. Safety-wise, we're looking at Honda Sensing, adaptive cruise control, collision mitigation braking, road departure mitigation, lane keeping assist, traffic jam assist, it's all here. This model is front wheel drive, which is nothing unusual because that's the only option on the Honda Accord. Some of you would like to see all-wheel drive. I can't promise we'll ever see that on the Accord, but you just never know. How about tire and wheel size? 235 on your width, your sidewall. This area right here is a 40 series wrapped around the 19-inch wheels. And we work our way up to the body-colored mirror caps with turn signal indicators built in. They're manually folding, they're power adjustable, they're heated, and you have your blind spot information system located right there. And a quick look here at the remote. It's going to have everything that you expect to see here, including remote start. Probably the most coveted feature these days on a remote. It's a proximity key, and you have the walk-away feature. As we work our way around to the rear, we'll see the taillights back here. For those who maybe haven't looked at an Accord since maybe 2022, you'll notice that gone is that stapler look or the crab claw taillights that a lot of people said they didn't really like. Now, one thing that's interesting here is that while you don't have a spare tire, you can buy a spare tire kit. In my opinion, maybe Honda should have some sort of an offering to where you can opt in for a spare tire, because obviously there's room for one here. But the reason I bring that subject up is because in the cargo area here, whoops, I guess we're gonna have to leave that in the video and fix that. That came out. I don't even know if I got the seat to fold down doing that, but let's talk about what we have here. So that did work. At least I got the seat to fold down. One of the things, well, the side that I wanted to work didn't work, and the side that I thought wouldn't work did, and that side didn't. But the reason I'm back here, besides making you laugh at a blooper like that, is the fact that whether you go hybrid or non-hybrid with the Honda Accord, unlike most hybrid vehicles out there, the cargo capacity remains the same at 16.7 cubic feet. And for those of you who are saying, Tom, did you fix what you just broke? Well, I didn't really break it. It just came out for some reason, but I'm gonna let Kerry, now that he's here, got here a little late, but I'm gonna let him come in here and show you. This whole piece had come out when I pulled on it. I guess somebody else might have done that ahead of me, but you can see that I put it back in place. Now it's nice and sturdy. Under the hood is the hybrid powertrain. What we have here is a combination of a naturally aspirated 2-liter 4-cylinder paired with dual electric motors. Boy, was that a tongue twist. Paired with dual electric motors. I can hear y'all laughing in the comments. Combined 204 horsepower. Torque numbers come in at 247. It is mated to an eCVT, but I think it's very well behaved. Try driving one before you say, oh, another CVT. Although I do understand that it would be nice to see a multi-speed transmission if Honda was to make that available. Let's take a look at the MPGs right here. 46 city, 41 highway, 44 combined, and 2.3 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. This Accord has a 12.8 gallon gas tank. It is capless fuel fill, but the good news is, let me just show you real quick. Let's walk over here and give a live demonstration on this. Now, the interior is currently unlocked. So, you'll notice that I can open the gas door, but the good news is, when I lock the door, or lock the doors, lock the interior, you lock the gas door. Just a little bit more peace of mind. And what will your rear seat passengers find? Well, first of all, they'll find a lot of space. Very spacious back here, plenty of headroom. Let's take a look at the door panel over there. I'll let Carrie show you what's going on there. First of all, let's do the armrest test and see what kind of a verdict we receive as far as what he thinks. That's good. Now, what's interesting is that as you look over the door panel, you'll notice a couple of things. Normal, you'll see the control for the power window, but you'll also see the button for the heated rear seats. An interesting place for that. Something that I can't say I've seen on too many vehicles, but not a bad thing. A good sized door bin, plenty of room right there where that is concerned, and a lot of space in the interior. But when you have two people back here instead of three, or just one, they can fold down the armrest with the cup holders built in. I will say it would be nice to see maybe that be a little bit higher up because, well, I kind of have to lean down to get to that, but that's the way it is. And something else that I know is going to make a lot of people happy, rear air conditioning vents. Not only the rear air conditioning vents, also USB ports. I still question why we don't see 3 USB ports in the rear of most vehicles. You have seating for 3 people, I think you should have connectivity for 3 people. And we still have a lot to show you here, but let me go ahead and give you the price for those of you who didn't skip around in the video and leave a comment and say, what's the price? There's multiple ways you can get that. You can be patient and watch the video, or you can click on the link down in the description of the video. Always wonder about that. Anyway, $40,090. If you need the $90, I can actually give that to you, but you're gonna have to come in here to Holmes Honda and buy this Accord Hybrid Touring before that happens. So to get you over the hump, that's what we'll do. Let's see what else happens here. Now, one thing about the door panel on the front, I think that Honda should have put the button up there for the heated seats. Now, the only reason maybe they didn't do that is lack of space, because not only do you have heated seats here in the front seat, you also have ventilated seats. Yay for that, because it's warm here in Northwest Louisiana and it's only going to get warmer. The door panel, large armrest, a little more space than what we had in the rear. Nothing out of the ordinary. And also nothing out of the ordinary is the fact that we have a larger door bin down there. More space, that's always a good thing. And I'm going to let Carrie hop on inside here because I think that he's going to enjoy sitting in this power adjustable passenger seat. It's very comfortable. The interior here is comfortable overall. We'll start over here on the dash area, take a quick look across just to see what's there, and then open the gloveless glove box. We'll probably find the wheel lock key bag in there. Maybe that's what we need to call it, a wheel lock key bag box. And there it is, sure enough. How did I know that was there? That's always there. That's a good thing because, well, it makes it harder for people to steal your wheels. And as we work our way across, here is something that I think will make a lot of people happy. A lot of people tell me that a 9-inch screen, such as is in most other Honda vehicles as far as the largest screen goes, is not big enough. This is 12.3 inches. You have Google integration, so you can say, hey, you know who, I won't do it because I'm just not in the mood to set off devices in your houses today. But you never know when that might change. That might happen in the next video. But here is what we have. We're going to have our power flow meter. We have everything here with maps. All that good stuff is here. For those of you that want to use built-in maps, there you go. Or if you have an app on your cell phone and you want to use that, well, you have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. There's CarPlay right there. I don't have an Android phone, so I can't show you that screen, but that is what is there. Now, one thing that is different here is the way the vehicle settings screen looks compared to any other Honda vehicle out there right this second that at least I've been able to go over. This is what you have. I'm not going to go over everything, but just to show you some of the things that happen, the animation of the graphics and the different sub-menus that you have here. It looks kind of complicated, but it really isn't. There's not a lot going on there. The one thing that I think is missing, if anything, is additional camera views. So you've only got the multi-view camera here on the rear. Not a bad thing. It definitely does a great job, but maybe a front view camera. Cameras in the side view mirrors would be good as well. And you'll notice right here, in addition to those safety features we talked about earlier, you're also going to have, in fact, I think I did say it, but you have your front and rear parking sensors. You can see that right there. And how about our driving modes? Let's run through that real fast. Now, this is not your default mode, unfortunately, but there's sport mode. No matter what happens when you turn the ignition off, it's going to go back to normal. We also have Econ mode, and then we can go all the way back up here to individual, and you can customize different areas of the vehicle. So let's just say that you want the powertrain to be something other than sport. Well, you can choose normal or Econ. You can do the same thing here as far as what's available for steering and your adaptive cruise control. You can see what all is here. In fact, you can change the look of the dashboard if you want to. That works out pretty well. A pretty simple system to deal with. You have your old school, as I like to call it, knob right there for controlling the radio, and dual zone climate control. Down here we can sync those two sides together if we so desire to. Apparently Kerry was cold. He has it on 80 degrees and it's 70 degrees outside this morning and his heated seats are on. We might have to get him checked out later. I don't know what's going on with that. I'm going to turn mine all the way down to low. Well, okay, maybe that's a little bit too much. But if anything, this is what I would want on. Probably just the first stage of the 3 available on the ventilated seats, but it is nice to have that. You can see down here we have our wireless charging pad. You're also going to have what is more appropriate with 2 USB ports because you only have seating for 2 people up here. And then our shifter right here that some people say this kind of shifter is going by the wayside. I don't think so, but you never know what kind of comments you're going to receive on YouTube. It's always interesting to read those. And by the way, I didn't show this earlier. We just showed you what happens when you use this. There's your drive mode selector. Also had the power parking brake, brake hold mode, and before we look at the center console, let's look up because there is one thing I did not mention earlier. Nothing out of the ordinary, but here is your sunroof, conventional size. It does tilt and slide open. You can control the functionality right here, and you can see some of your other features that you have here on your upper console, including the sunglass holder. So you could put sunglasses in there or whatever else will fit. And we have the armrest down here. It doubles as the lid for the console, or does the lid for the console double as the armrest? I'm not sure which order that goes in. One way or the other, that's what it is. Not too bad. Let's see, I can lower my seat down. Let's see what happens if I go all the way down, pretend like I'm in a lowrider. Actually, that's not too bad. I don't know that I would drive like that. I'm sure not driving like this. You know, if I want to do this and act like I'm reclining and sleeping and kind of the lazy boy position and have to drive like that. Can you imagine doing that? Well, there are people out there who do. I apologize to those of you who do. Just make sure you don't get in an accident because you're going to have a head start on the airbag if you do. And inside of the center console, well, here's something interesting that you can use to make up for the lack of that third USB port in the back seat. Get an adapter, you can run that back there. This will still close, and they can have a third USB port back there, and there's plenty of space within.
Hey Vehicle Visionary fans and YouTube watchers, Kerry's Driving Lounge again today. Honda Accord Hybrid Touring Edition today. So, you're not familiar with this, neither am I. Let's see what's going on. On the door panel right here, you have seat memory for 2 people. You don't have the same thing on the passenger side. There's your mirror control, left and right, and your adjustments. Your door lock, unlock button, and your button to lock out your back windows, and your automatic up-down button for your driver and passenger. Your back seats do not get automatic up-down. There's the door bin. Tom talked about it already. There's the trunk release. Let me open the door because you can't see it. There we go. Trunk release button, and there's the button to open the hood. There's a dead pedal right there, and you have gas and brake. Here's your lever for adjusting your up and down steering wheel, your tilt telescope steering wheel. Close door, and you have the start stop button right here, which is in red. If you don't remember what kind of vehicle you have, it tells you right here on the side, hybrid, in case you forget. If your passenger wants to know, they can just read it off the side. You don't even have to look it up. You have a stock on the left side of your steering wheel for your lights and turn signals. Left turn signal, right turn signal. They work. You should probably use them. On the right side, your stock is for your wiper controls and your squirters to put water on your window to clean it when it's dirty. You have a nice sporty feeling steering wheel. It's fair. It's not overly thick. It's not overly thin. It feels the right thickness in the hand. Sporty looking 3-spoke. On the left side of that spoke, you have your volume control for your radio. You have your channel selection and your button to push to activate your telephone. There's the airbag button in the middle. Not a button, it's an airbag. what do you call that thing, people? It's called the airbag area of the steering wheel. There you go.
Horn button.
Yeah, there's a horn in there also, Tom told me from the back seat. And on the right side, you have your dimmer switch for your dashboard and your cruise control activation, cancel, set, reset, and your lane departure mitigation, and your button to control how far you are from the car in front of you. These buttons right here that appear to be shift paddles, positive and negative, I believe are not shift paddles. Those are for your regenerative function for your hybrid braking. Your dashboard right there in front of you, that screen right there is what you get. You can't adjust that to round gauges or anything. It's set up for a futuristic hybrid look. On the left side, you have your battery. Let me get my finger over here. Your battery level right there, full or low. You have a power charge area, which shows how much power you have, up to 100 and down to 0. There's a temperature gauge, park, your individual. We're in individual mode right now, but as Tom showed you, you can change that to anything you want to as far as sport, individual, snow. You have odometer there. It shows you have 244 miles in this vehicle. There is the fuel gauge on the right side. It shows how much gas you have in the car. And you have a speedometer there in the front. Your visor up here flips down. Let's do the visor test on this. And it does expand, and it covers the entire window, which is good. It has a light in it and a mirror. And it has a seatbelt height adjustment for those people who are shorter or taller. So your seatbelt does not cut into your neck. Tom already went over the steering wheel. There's your rear view mirror. It is not frameless, but it's almost. I mean, you can barely see the frame around it. It does not have any controls for garage doors on it. And we already went over the eyeglass holder. It does have grab handles up here on all 4 doors, so that everybody can grab a hold to it when you're doing spirited driving in your hybrid Accord. Very nice vehicle. If you're looking for this type of vehicle, definitely consider this Honda. Thanks for watching Carrie's Driving Lounge today. See you next time.
As we begin our test drive, you'll notice this school bus that unfortunately I didn't get on video, that waited until we were really close before they pulled out in front of us. It's amazing how people still don't realize that no matter where you go, you're probably on video. I hope she realizes that she's on video. Okay, let me get back on track, by the way, with this test drive. So here's the thing. I know one of the primary concerns that people had with these Accords is that Honda did away with the 2.0T, that 4-cylinder turbocharged engine, 252 horsepower. It was actually a very fun driving experience with those. So if you're not familiar with these models and you're wondering, well, what's the closest I can get to that? This is it, the hybrid version, because you're going to have 190 horsepower otherwise if you go with the turbocharged 1.5 liter 4-cylinder in the non-hybrid models. But either way, a lot of fun to drive. Definitely have great handling characteristics. That is a fact. And overall, a very comfortable driving experience. As we say goodbye to bus 716 from Caddo Parish, in case anybody's watching, be sure to share this with your friends down there at the school board, if you happen to know who they are. Yeah. Anyway, distracted there a little bit. But I have to say, I really like the feel of this model, because with the dashboard, it just has a nice look to it, a nice modern look to it. It makes you feel like you're in a very, very nice modern vehicle. And obviously right here, we've got something for you to look at on the screen. I know some people, I've actually had people gripe and moan because I didn't have something like that on the screen. I guess they're looking at the screen more than they're looking out of the windshield, even. I guess it's kind of hard to see with both of us here in the car, but that's just the perils of doing things the way we do. But I do like what we have here. And like I mentioned earlier, you have technology that is so easy to use, super simple. And I don't think Carrie mentioned it earlier, there is a head-up display here that is ultra bright, easy to see. You have traffic sign recognition. One thing that I noticed earlier when we were driving around, leaving the dealership, was that instead of having a speed limit sign on there, there was actually a stop sign that showed up. I don't think I've seen that on too many others over the years. So neat to see something that's a little bit out of the ordinary. Comfortable ride, quality, comfortable interior overall. Obviously, if I was going to go on a long road trip in one of these Accords, I would adjust everything more so than I've done here, but no need to on a short little test drive like this. But overall, with all of the features and all of the great savings on gas you're going to get, and you don't have to go full EV, that's always a nice thing. It's just a better option where that's concerned. You still have your gas tank, you still can work off of the gas engine when you need to. There's a lot of advantages here. This car definitely has a lot of great features overall. Very enjoyable to drive, easy to deal with, but yet that nice modern look and feel. Be curious to know what you think about what may be missing here. And last but not least, before we end the test drive, we drove over the railroad tracks back there. We usually do that first thing in our videos. But now what is this guy going to do? Make an illegal U-turn. Man, if you were on duty, you would have had all kinds of fun this morning. For those of you who don't know, Kerry's full-time job at the moment is he's a police officer until we can hire him full-time for Vehicle Visionary, which we're working towards. But anyway, a very well-balanced vehicle. But what I was talking about before we saw that bad driver back there, we went over the railroad tracks. Very quiet, very smooth ride. Would you give that a thumbs up, Kerry?
Oh, absolutely. It felt
Yeah.
very, very good.
Very enjoyable vehicle to drive. You can be comfortable in here for a long time on a road trip, and it's not going to wear you out. Okay, tell me what you think about the 2024 Honda Accord Hybrid Touring. Does it have everything you want? If it doesn't, tell us down in the comments section. More importantly, tell Honda, because maybe they'll make those changes that you want to see additions in the future. We'll have to wait and see. I do want to say a special thanks to our friends here at Holmes Honda for loaning us this Accord for the day, and a special thanks to each and every one of you for being kind enough to give us the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button for us. That helps us out a lot. If you haven't subscribed just yet, please be sure to do so. That way you don't miss any future videos. And if you'd like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out that video right there, and we'll see you there.